the chief and the city administrator.
I have a motion, to a second. I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion, do I have a second? I will second the motion. Motion by Mr. Hansi, second by the mayor. Where do we go from here?
Still looking for, and I understand what I'm about to say isn't probably gonna come out right, because I don't know exactly how to phrase it so that, except to say that I would like, I guess, the chief's recognition, and I think that it's there, and I know that you can't guarantee it. That's why it makes it so difficult to voice, but and I don't necessarily want to hamstring the department by whacking away on the budget either, because I understand the need for some flexibility coming into 2014. But at the same time, I think there needs to be a continued and genuine effort, and I believe that you will do this, to provide the most cost-effective policing effort in the city of Rushford that's possible. And if that, and I understand it's a soft sentiment. It's a you know, it's not hard, fast rule. But if we have that agreement, then I feel comfortable with that arrangement. And I don't know how else, you know, I can't ask you to amend your motion based on that. But that's where I'm at.
Vern, will you just not support the third full-time officer?
I think he just said he would, as long as he has the chief's word, basically.
Is that what you want? I'm just looking for clarification here, Vern. What were you just trying to say? I mean,
it's not easy. It's not easy to say, but I think my letter, if you read that, says
I read it
the way I
several times
feel.
this weekend.
That's the way I feel. And I don't know.
Can I, in the minutes here, you would be supportive if the chief could tell you that he would continue his efforts to provide the most cost-effective police effort as possible. You want him to continue to be as cost-effective as possible.
Yes. Without putting a dollar figure to it.
Can
And
he
I understand how
continue to be
difficult that is.
cost-effective?
Are you talking, do you want overtime to stay at the very minimum? What was it you're looking for?
Best effort is what I'm hearing.
Best effort.
Best effort.
And I,
Effort to be
also, I
cost
think an important piece of your letter, an important piece of what the department is doing also, is to continue to make strides towards community policing. And again, we're talking about, outreach, and those things that you and I have already talked about, and we've committed to, the bike rodeos, the, meeting with neighborhood groups, the meeting with seniors, that continued policing presence that you would like to see as well.
Yes. Yeah, we need to foster more community support
I agree.
and participation
Correct.
in a legal way.
Yes. Always.
Yes.
I think we understand your
So,
intent. We understand your intent.
and I apologize for it not being crystal clear, but it's difficult because we don't want to hamstring you. We never have wanted to, and yet the council, the public in general needs to know that their tax dollars are being used as wisely as they possibly can. There are no extras. And if there are, then we should whack them away. But,
And that's the sentiment that I brought up earlier, Vern, that people had brought to me, that they're glad that we're not just rubber stamping things. I do think the chief, as he stated, is working with a smaller budget today than when he took over. I believe that he's doing as good a job as he can, given the hand that he's dealt today. If he sees a way that he can save $5,000 tomorrow, I truly believe that he will go through that process and save that money. I trust him. And I'm not saying that you don't, I'm just saying that's just, I'm a little more blunt. And I don't always express my feelings as eloquently as you, just because I go on a gut feeling, and I trust Adam will do the best job that he can. So,
and I do too.
I'm not saying that you don't. I've, from discussing some things with Adam, I've learned a lot about whys and wheres that the police do what they do. From the fire department side of it, we have a structure when we go out of town that the police department doesn't have that luxury. But just like the fire department, if somebody calls for a mayday, you want to know somebody's coming behind you. So he's in a tough spot, but I think he does a pretty good job of it. So
Has the council ever looked into a mill rate for police officer? A mill rate for the area we're covered?
You'd have
like
to
the
have a
fire department,
contract.
you mean?
Yeah, being paid.
I don't, not that I've ever heard of around. Have you ever heard anything like that around?
I guess I'm not aware of anything either.
I think that should be something that should be looked into.
The other towns are contracting already.
Hey, what?
We have a contract with the village already for emergency calls.
I'm talking about a mill rate for the village, Peterson and Rushford.
But they didn't want anything other than emergency coverage.
Chief, go ahead.
You'll also have to supply, support for all the people in the townships. If you did that, and you don't wanna go out of the city any more than you have to unless you're contracted.
And I think that's what Roger is suggesting, that there would be an area-wide or valley-wide policing,
Yep.
maintenance effort.
To cover some
And
of our
cost sharing.
costs.
Yep.